Take one. Well, what I can remember, it was a long time ago. Very, very, very long time ago. But I was working in Acapulco. I think it was a film with Sidney Poitier. And there was some kind of a problem with the stage, with the sets. And we had a week off. And me and Sydney were drinking brandy Alexander's at the Coco Cabana in Acapulco. And all week long we've been drinking. And I said to Sydney, I'm too tired. I'm going to lay and languish on the beach. And I don't usually do that. So I was laying and languishing on the beach. And suddenly I looked up, and a shadow came across my face. I looked up, and there was a helicopter above me, and came down, and the sand was blowing in my eyes. And as the sand cleared from my eyes, I saw that it was Frank Sinatra. And Frank would often take his private plane and fly to Acapulco just for the evening. Anyway, the helicopter landed, and Frank put his towel down next to me. And he was with Sammy Davis Jr. and Angelica Houston, I think. And I looked over, and Frank was laying on his belly, languishing on the hot Acapulco sand. And Sammy Davis Jr. was rubbing oil into his back. And I looked again, and I thought, I didn't realize that Frank was of the other persuasion, if you know what I mean. And I looked over, and Frank was laying there, and Sammy was rubbing the oil into Frank's back. And I said, I never knew you were like that, Frank. And he looked at me and he said, Dickie, don't you ever mention this to anybody, because I'll know who mentioned it. And I said, Frank, I am an English theatre actor, and I've seen it all. And my wife, Liz, she knows everybody's picadillos from Putney to Pimlico. And we shook hands, and this is the first time I've ever mentioned it. And I was a little afraid of Frank, even though I could probably go with him a few rounds in the ring. But that's just one of those stories from the 60s where everyone was debauched. It was a wonderful time. And Sammy never spoke to me again. He didn't. I met him in Cannes at the festival in Cannes in 1974, and I was already divorced from Liz, and Sammy was divorced from his Swedish girl. And I looked down on the beach at Promenade des Anglais in Nice, and there was Sammy again, rubbing oil into, well, dare I say it, there was Michael Caine on the beach, and Sammy was giving him a massage. And I didn't say anything. I just got into the car and drove back to my hotel.